pool people. Welcome to our pool lesson of the week. It's not hot today, but it is yucky out. I had to decide where we were going to have our pool lesson today because I didn't want to be stuck out in the rain. We'll wait for some people to come on. I think we're just a tad early. Hi, Kevin. Today's pool lesson is going to be about what to do and what not to do to prep for fall pool closing. So this is going to be a good one. So I'm going to wait a little bit to get some more viewers on here because I don't want anyone to miss anything. But if you do miss something, you can go back on our Facebook page and watch the video anytime you want. You can also go back and watch the other pool lessons that we've done over the past weeks. Hey, Jim. We also have all of our, sorry guys, I'm playing with one of my props for the day. We also have all of our lessons on our YouTube page. So if you go to YouTube and you search for Valley Pool Spa, you'll be able to see all of the lessons that we have done this summer for pools. And we do have one hot tub lesson on there. We're going to start doing more hot tub lessons during the winter. So after the pool's closed, we'll move on to hot tubs. Hey, Patty and Dana. You guys are always watching me. I should get you guys like shirts. I should get all of my people who watch every single week shirts. I don't know what they would say yet, but I'll think of something clever. So those of you just joining us, we are going to go over what to do and what not to do for fall pool closing. I am going to say this 1,000,000 times during this video, but in Pennsylvania, Dana, you are definitely going to have to get a hot tub. In Pennsylvania, you do not want to close your swimming pool until the water is a consistent 65 degrees or colder. So do not close yet. I will tell you that do not worry about supplies for winter closings. There are plenty of covers and all the good stuff I'm going to show you today. There's plenty of it to go around. A lot of our Valley stores are not set up yet. They are going to be set up in the next week. They are... Okay, Patty, I guess you can answer the phone. They're getting in their winter stuff this week, but that does not mean that you have to rush in and buy it yet. So this is what I'm going to go over today so you can check your sheds or your storage or wherever you keep your pool stuff and see if you have these still from last year. Write a list so you know what to get. Okay. As always, we at Valley Pool and Spa have you covered because we have a list for you. Big surprise there. If you come into any Valley Pool and Spa, I'm not saying to close your pool right now because you don't want to close it until the water's 65 degrees or colder consistently, but you can get these now. This is your closing tip sheet for how to close your pool. This gives you step-by-step on what to do. You can see it goes down the list, even how to inflate your pool pillow and how to cover the pool, what winter chemicals you need, how to circulate them, which brings me to my number one thing not to do. When you are thinking about closing your pool, do not disconnect your filtering system or any of your equipment until you are absolutely 100% ready and have put in all of your chemicals and have let them circulate for at least 24 hours. Every year, never fails. We always have some customers that come in, they want to get their pool chemicals and they didn't think ahead, and now they need to circulate those pool chemicals, and there's no way to really do it unless, you know, you get a big oar and stir it like a witch's brew or something. I don't know. People get creative. But don't do that. Just keep your equipment hooked up. So this is another thing. So all of you, go to Valley, get your closing tip sheet. The next thing is, a lot of people say they want to close early because of all the leaves in their pool, which you can see behind me. I have just a couple leaves that go in my pool. There is actually something called a leaf net that you can put over top of your pool. I am actually going to get one of these this year once they hit the shelves, but you can see this guy here, super easy to put on. You just lay it over top of the water, just like you guys do for your solar covers. It sits on the outside of the pool, and then you can just take this on and off. It's not going to let the leaves gunk up your filter. You can actually then use this on top of your winter cover over the winter time, so you don't have all those leaves sitting on top of the cover that you have to like scoop off. You don't have to worry about all of it getting into your pool when you're opening for spring next year. So this is called a leaf net. It has grommets all around it, so you can hook your cable through here just like your normal winter cover. And these will be available at all of the stores very, very soon. So we all know that, especially in Pennsylvania, I don't know if any of you are watching outside of Pennsylvania. Let me know where you're watching from, because I always like to see what kind of audience we have. For those of you that don't know, Valley Pool and Spa is in the Pittsburgh area. We have 8 locations. Our newest location is in Uniontown. We also have Robinson, North Hills, Greensburg, Monroeville. Lori, you're the whole way from Michigan. Holy cow. Well, you also know about closing your pool for the winter time. So, anyway, we have North Versailles, Monroeville, Greensburg, Charleroi. We have a lot of stores, guys. If you want to know where your closest Valley Pool and Spa is, you can go to valleypoolspa.com and see where our locations are. And you never know where we're going to pop up next. So just because we're not in your area now doesn't mean we're not going to be in that area next year or the year after that. So let us know if there are no pool stores in your area and you want to see a Valley Pool and Spa in your neighborhood. Lori, well, I'm glad you came and joined us. I hope that I have a lot of information for you to help you out, especially in Michigan with the snow and the cold and everything. I've been there a few times, and you definitely need to know how to close your pool. So, leaf net cover is number 1. And I'm going to make everyone repeat with me. When are we going to close our pool? We are going to close our pool when the water is below 65 degrees. Remember that. There may be a prize at the end of this lesson if you remember. We'll see. I want to give a big shout out to Dan Levino. I saw he just popped on. He is the one who recommended or suggested this lesson today. So thank you, Dan. He actually suggested our lesson for last week too. So he is just full of ideas, and I might make him do my schedule for me. But anyway, guys, back to closing your pool. I know I talk a lot. I get it from my dad. So we went over the leaf net. We went over the tip sheet. The next thing that you're going to want to make sure you have or you put on your list to get is stop collecting your jugs. Do not collect milk jugs. Do not collect laundry detergent jugs and hang them on the sides of your pool. That is a big no-no. What you want to do is, if you live in high wind areas, I do have quite a few items that you can use to help prevent any kind of wind from getting under your cover. But this one we sell a ton of. Here comes a big truck up my hill. This is called a wall bag. Now, what these are, they're made from the same material that your pool covers are, a little bit thicker, it feels like, but these can go through your cable that comes with your winter cover. You fill these with water. You don't want to fill them the whole way. Fill them about halfway. I always recommend putting some swimming pool antifreeze in here as well, so you don't get that hard block of ice, but it still stays mushy. And these hang all around the edge of your swimming pool, which I did have a picture here for you. You can see on this picture here, you're going to hang them in between each top rail around the pool. No more jugs. Whenever you use a plastic jug or bricks or anything to hold down your cover, that actually does damage your wall of your pool. So when it turns into ice and it rubs up against the wall of your pool, that's where people normally get rust and where they get damage to their pool walls. So we don't want that to happen. Grab some wall bags while you're out. Guys, these are pretty cost effective too. Well worth the investment. They're not that much money. I think they might be like $7 or $10. Okay, next item that everyone should have in storage. Does anyone know what this is? This, my friends, is an eyeball removal tool. No, not this eyeball, but the eyeball on your swimming pool return. So this little piece of plastic here is heaven sent. Seriously, this is, yep, Dave knows what it is. This little key, it is specially molded to help you with this guy here. This is where your water shoots back into your pool. I'm about to blow your mind. So when you're closing your pool for the winter, you want to take this guy out, okay? And then you can have a threaded plug, or be prepared, Kristen, come on now. For those of you that still use the rubber plugs that kind of look like this, you want to make sure that everything is out. Guys, this is like old school way of doing things. You don't need to use rubber plugs anymore. If you have an eyeball return that looks like this, we have these sets available. These are called, winter plug kit, go figure. It comes with 2 of these plugs and your eyeball removal tool. This plug just screws right into here. If you could see, there's threads inside and it just screws right in. You don't have to worry about it popping out during the winter time. You don't have to worry about it being hard to put anything in here. So here's what we get phone calls and visits for every year. This little eyeball that goes in here has 3 parts. There is the faceplate, the eyeball, and this little collar. So you saw how easily I took that out. It's not always that easy when it's in the pool. So we get phone calls all the time because people forget to take out the collar. They get this part and this part, but the collar is still stuck in there. So that's what this eyeball removal tool is for. See the little notches inside? This just goes straight in and you can twist it out. And I actually twisted it the wrong way. This helps you twist it until you can loosen it up enough to use your hands and take this part out. Guys, this is an awesome thing to have. Very, very cheap. It's like $6.99 for one of these, and it never goes bad. You're probably never gonna break it. So make sure you have an eyeball removal tool. Like I said, we do have the winter plug kits that have one with it. So just purchase this because 2 plugs plus the tool. All right, so none of you are going to call me and stop in the store and say, that plug you sold me won't fit in my return, because you're all gonna know to take that collar out, right? All right, moving on. These rubber plugs, for those of you that have the Aqualuminator lights that go into where your return normally would be, we do have these it's called the number 8 extended plug. And you can see it has this little nut on the end. What you do with this is you push it into where the light bulb normally is, and you're going to twist it to expand it. This is going to be your plug for those of you that have the Aqualuminator light. Real easy. If you forget that, just let us know. We'll tell you. All right. So again, when are we closing our pools? When the water is below 65 degrees consistently. Not ready to test you yet. Want to make sure you know. Next thing is, when you come in to get a new winter cover, know that there are many different grades of cover at Valley Pools. We carry from the classic cover up to it's called the extreme cover. Some of our stores even still have the ultimate cover, which are a little bit different. They are on our website, and we could talk more about those in a different lesson. But when you go, again, do not rush to Valley Pool and Spa and get your winter cover yet. It's not time. But we do have the classic, the Estate Plus, which has the nylon bindings on the outside. We have the extreme cover. This has bigger nylon. This is, winter covers go by scrim. So it is how many weaves per square inch. So this is actually the tightest weave. And again, we have the leaf net covers that you can use over top of your winter cover, or right now when it's starting to be fall and the leaves are going to be falling. For those of you watching that have in-ground pools, right now is the perfect time to get to one of our stores and order your safety cover. What a safety cover is, you can see it in the picture here, is exactly that. It keeps not only your family safe, but also your wildlife that may be around your house. If you watch one of the videos on GLI's website, there's actually a car that something happened. There was an accident and it went over the customer, through the customer's fence and into the pool. And this safety cover actually saved the person's life from the car going down into the pool. Stop in and we can talk to you about what kind is best for your pool. And we can even do the installation for you. And right now, until Brad wants to trade me 2 noodles for this cover. Brad, you have an above ground pool. I don't think we could use this on that. But if you have an in-ground pool or a pool with a deck the whole way around, give us a call, because you can actually get this ordered now. And until October 31st, we're offering free installation, which is valued at $699. So why wouldn't you order that now? Any new cover, any new safety cover ordered between now and October 31st, ask about our free installation. Okay, back to above ground pools. All right, guys, what is the #1 annoying thing for you all when you are closing the pool? I know mine, and I want to see if yours is the same thing. Is it putting the chemicals in? Is it disconnecting everything? What's your most annoying thing? For me, is the pillow. I don't know why. Lowering the water. Dave, you are a genius. You give me everything that I need to talk about. All right, Dave says lowering the water. Why are you lowering your water, Dave? I did not bring it with me, and I should have. Get to Valley Pools and get a skimmer plug. Dave, you do not need to lower your water down below anything. You can actually add water to your pool, so you don't have such a big droop in the cover. Fear of frozen disaster. We've got you covered. So if you get a skimmer plug and what's called a Wizmo, they're also called gizmos. They look like a bottle with thread on the bottom. We're actually going to go over that in our next lesson next week. But I'll go over why you should not lower the pool water. and you're actually going to have your mind blown. All right, Dave, again, next week's lesson, you already named it. Someone said air pillow. Yes, that is the number one thing. I don't know why I don't like it, but with these guys that came out a couple years ago, putting the air pillow on is so much easier. So when you put your air pillow on, number one, you do not ever want to blow up your air pillow and have it be like blown up the whole way. I'm going to use this wall bag as my example. So just like the wall bag, you want to fill up your air pillow 3/4 of the way. You want it to be mushy. You don't want it to be tight. Then you're going to take your valve, close it up, and you're going to use this guy. Look, we have all the stuff that you can just use without even paying attention to me. Air valve sealer. This goes over top of your valve so it doesn't pop open over the winter time and deflate. Because I know many, many people say, my pool pillow deflated, now what do I do? So we're going to fill it up 3/4 of the way, put the air valve sealer on it. This guy here, made by the Pillow Pal, which is what I'm getting to next. This thing here is a lifesaver. No more tying down your pillow. You do not need to tie it down anymore and tether it to the sides. When you read the directions on the back, and I'm actually going to be doing a lesson on this, you put this heavy duty, it's pretty much a like a heavy duty weather resistant Velcro patch, but it does a little bit more than that. So this is 2 sides. It has a little circle in the middle. The little circle is where you actually put where the middle of your pool cover is, and then you open it up and then you put the big one over top of it. But we'll go over that a different day. This definitely get when you buy a pillow for your pool. Speaking of pillows for the pool, why does anyone know why we put air pillows in swimming pools over the winter time? So the reason, I'm not giving you guys enough time to answer me because I want to get this all in. But the reason why we put air pillows in swimming pools, above ground swimming pools, is to make sure it's not to keep the water off the cover, although it does help with that. It is to make sure that you have an ice compensator. Missy, exactly. You want to make sure that you have an ice compensator in your pool. If your pool freezes the whole way across, the water freezes completely across, the ice can expand. The water's going to expand when it turns into ice, and it's going to bend your pool walls. That is not fun to fix, if you can fix it. You're talking about buying a maybe $13, $14 air pillow to save yourself thousands in the long run. So when you have an air pillow and the pool freezes the whole way across, it's actually going to hug onto that pillow and give some room for expansion instead of pushing out the walls. So it is huge thing to put in your pool. Adrian came in. Adrian, if you missed anything, you can catch us on our Facebook page and start from the beginning. I'm glad you're watching though. Everyone, make sure you stop into Valley Pools and get your closing tip sheet. And everything that I'm telling you right now is actually on this tip sheet. So we went over pool pillows, we went over wall bags, we went over plugs. When you are taking your pool filter apart, this is very, very important. Again, what's the no-no? Do not take your pool equipment apart until you are done putting your chemicals in and having them circulate. But once you do take your equipment apart, one thing that is going to save you a lot in the spring is make sure that you use lube tube for all of your O-rings that are on your filter and your pump. Over the winter, they'll dry up, and you don't want that to happen because when you go to put your equipment together in the spring, you don't want to have to run to the pool store because you have a leak. So make sure you put a heavy dose of lube tube. I don't have anything to show you on, but heavy dose of this on all of your O-rings. And that's under your pump lid, under your filter lid, anywhere where there's the rubber rings, go ahead and put a heavy dose of that on. Do not use Vaseline. I know we've gone over this in some other pool lessons, but Vaseline is not a water base. So it is a petroleum base, and it will expand the rubber on the O-rings. So you want to make sure that you use a silicone-based waterproof lube like the lube tube. Okay. Someone was asking me earlier, before closing the pool, I just want to close the pool because it keeps getting green, keeps getting cloudy. No. Do not close your pool unless it is crystal clear. Fix your problems now, or they will be even worse when you open. Trust me, do not close a green or cloudy pool. It doesn't miraculously fix itself over the winter time. So make sure that you clear up your algae problems. For those of you that keep getting algae around your ladders or in some areas of your pool, but not throughout the whole pool, that's called a dead spot. And what that is, or what that means, is that there is not circulation going through that area of the pool. Your first thing to do is to see which way your eyeball is directed. You want it to be down and away from your skimmer. So do not close your pool early. Check the circulation of your pool. If you don't have a good pressure coming from your return, the water coming out of here is not a hard pressure, you probably missed out on cleaning your filter as well. That's another thing. Do not put your filter away dirty. A lot of people don't want to clean their earth filters at the end of the season because they figure, I'm tired, I'm sick of the pool, I just want to close it, I just want to be done. Guys, it pays to close the right way, because then in the spring when it's getting warmer and you want to swim, you get to do it so much faster, and you don't have to stand in the long lines at the pool store and wait to get a part. So I'm telling you this as a friend, not as a Valley Pools person, but close your pool correctly and you will not have to see me 4 times in one day over Memorial Day weekend. We went over how to chemically clean your filter. If you missed that lesson, you can go back and watch it, or stop into Valley Pool and Spa, and we have, surprise, surprise, we have a tip sheet on how to do it for any type of filter. There is sand, earth, and cartridge, how to clean it all. You're going to want to use all-in-one filter cleaner, no matter which one you have. We can walk you through it, get it clean, get it put away clean. For all of you that say you need a new cartridge next year anyway, get them now. For those of you that don't know, right now in all Valley Pool and Spa stores, all of the cartridges for your filter and for your hot tubs are buy one, get one half off. So stock up now, get a clean one. So at the end of the season, if you don't want to clean it, throw it away and you'll have a new one for next year. Adrian asked, any advice on cleaning the ladder of algae once I remove it from my pool? Yes. So I do not have one with me. Use your Surface Clean, which, Adrian, I'm sure you have a bottle of Surface Clean. If I know the people at the North Hills store, make sure you use your Surface Clean, and you can use a Duramit, one of those yellow mitts with the scrubby side, or you can use your wall brush that you use in your pool. I have one here, this guy here. This is a little big to use on your ladder, but make sure you use that. I use a bucket of water, my Surface Clean, and the mitt. Put the Surface Clean on the mitt, clean everything down. Guys, Surface Clean works wonders on pool toys, porch furniture, your ladder, anything that is made out of resin. I think I'm going to use some on my pool deck. On the railings, there's some green happening behind there. I'm going to go through and clean everything before we close everything up for the winter time. So make sure you get a bottle of surface cleaner. Surface Clean is relatively cheap, and you can clean everything with it. It's pH neutral, so it's not going to mess up anything in your pool or your hot tub. So you can use it on anything inside the water or outside of the water. Always have a bottle of that on hand. The other thing you can use for, the other thing you can use for algae is, I like to use at this time of the year, an Algae Defense 60. That is a, Adrian's going to be a cleaning fool tomorrow. When do you recommend to close the pool temp? Oh, Stephanie just joined us. Who can tell me? Do not close your pool until the water is, how cold? Who knows? Missy knows. It needs to be colder than 65 degrees consistently. In Pennsylvania, that's normally around, mid-September, October. But guys, in Pennsylvania, we always get another spout of summer, and it always comes in September or October. And then you're always mad because your pool's not open. I know, Steph. I know, you have to wait. But guys, if you wait, this is the number one tip we tell everyone, and I know I've probably said this in about 3 other lessons. The longer you wait to close and the earlier you open, the more money you're going to save on chemicals, the more sanity you're going to have when it comes to your swimming pool, and the less you're going to have to clean. So, close late, open early. I actually plan on closing my pool probably not till October, and then I normally open around Easter. So even if you have a heater, use it to your advantage. Use it into October. If you don't have a heater, go ahead and and Steph, I know your little girl is going to be swimming even if it's 60 degrees in that pool. So get one of those leaf net covers, which I dropped on the floor. Get a leaf net cover to help keep all of the leaves and debris and sticks and seeds and all of that funky stuff that falls from the trees. Steve, have a Halloween party, Halloween pool party. For those of you that didn't know, we actually have a Pinterest page. If you go to Pinterest, if you're a pinner like I am, go to Pinterest, look at Valley Pool Spa, and you will see that there are plenty of boards. There's actually one for a Halloween pool party, and it has some pretty cool ideas on there. So you can go ahead and, creep out the kids, put some red food coloring in the pool, which I don't really recommend, but that's on there, and how to create floating candles and all kinds of stuff. So if you go to Pinterest, there's also a ton of stuff on how to close. There's a ton of stuff on how to open. Someone did ask me about landscaping around the pool. You can look on there, and I actually have pool-friendly plants in our Pinterest page. Lisa, yes, we still have solar heaters in stock. If you want to stop in, we can get you one of those. I think there's quite a few different ones. Those of you that know people who've wanted a pool this year, I'll give you a secret. We only put this on Facebook for a couple stores, but there are some Intex pools available. I believe there's one at each location right now. And they are an 18-foot round, and they have the resin sides. So if you know anyone that's looking for a swimming pool this year, we still do have swimming pools in stock. If they want it today, we have them in the store. So we have pools in stock. You can even still get them installed this year if you really wanted to, which we always recommend to have your pool installed in the fall anyway, because then you get it installed, you close it, and then once the hot weather comes around, then you can plan all of the parties you want because your pool's already there. So just to recap what we went over today, leaf net covers are your best friend when it comes to living in an area like I do with all of the leaves and you don't want to close early. You want to use a Pillow Pal and, whoa, upside down. Pillow Pal and his little friend here, the valve sealer for your air pillows in your pool. And an air pillow is an ice compensator. It's not really meant to keep the water off the cover. For those of you with in-ground pools, we do have quite a few in-ground customers that do use air pillows just to keep the water off of their cover. But if you are an in-ground customer, take a look at the safety covers, because you don't need to use a pillow. It's going to stay tight across your pool. No more using water tubes to hold the covers down. And we're offering free installation right now, which is $6.99 regularly. Do you have solar covers in stock? Mine is man down. I'll have to look for you, Steph. We do still have quite a few solar covers in stock. I'll have to see if we have yours, your size available. They are actually on sale right now for 10% off as well. So any that we do have, even if we have a bigger cover, you'll get it for, you can either get the bigger cover and cut it, or wait and we can get you a cover in your size. Dave asks, do you have the shrink wrap? Yes, we do. I'm going to go over that next lesson. What Dave's asking about is winter shrink wrap, which goes around the outside of your pool to also prevent the wind from coming up and taking your cover like a parachute off of your pool and possibly damaging your top rails. You guys threw me all off track there. The other thing in our recap is, how many parts does your return have? Now I can't get this off because I'm on the spot. Your return has 3 parts, which now I can't get this off because I've been playing with it the whole time. The return has 3 parts. You have the faceplate, the eyeball, and then the threaded collar. And you're going to use the eyeball removal tool. You can freak your kids out by saying that, and put this inside to release that collar, so you can then put your plugs in safe and sound, so you don't have to worry about freezing, ice, and anything pulling that plug out. Also, another tip, and I'll probably say this in a couple other lessons, plugs always go on the inside of the pool. Never put a plug on the outside of the pool. It's very dangerous. If there is ice buildup, you don't want that to shoot out and hurt someone. So always on the inside of the pool. Okay, we're going to keep brushing our pools. We still have quite a few different brushes available for those of you that need a new one this year. If your bristles are worn down, it is time to get a new brush. This is the new Jacuzzi brush. It's a pro grade. What that means is this is a professional grade one. You see, when you go on vacation, you see the people cleaning the pools at your hotel or condo. They're using this type of brush. The reason why they're using this is because it, number one, has more bristles than a normal brush. The bristles are a little bit thicker, so you're going to get into the pores of the liner a little bit better. And it has this handy dandy little clip on the top that locks into your telescopic pool. So you don't need to use your pins and butterfly clips that break and are really hard to get on and off of the telescopic pool. So use the brush, use some surface clean. You always want to make sure you use a cleaner anytime you're scrubbing anything in the pool. You want to use surface clean. It is pH neutral. Like my friend said in the comments, you want to use surface clean because it's like brushing your teeth without using toothpaste. You want something, you need a soap to actually get the dirt and grime released from whatever you're cleaning, whether it be your liner, your ladder, or your porch furniture, or your toys. Biggest thing, guys, wash your toys. They have either sat in the pool, had the neighbor's kids sliming all over them. Clean them. We're so obsessed with cleaning everything nowadays that you want to make sure that you don't look over things like that. The beach balls, the inner tubes, all of your rafts that you're going to keep for next year. Which brings me to, guys, if you need new toys for next year, now is the time to get them. All of our stores are still stocked. We have put quite a few away just to make room for the winter closing stuff that's coming in, but we have a ton. If you're looking for spring floats, we still have a ton. Inner tubes, crazy things. We were talking about the Halloween parties. We have skull and crossbone inner tubes. We have sugar skull islands. There's a lot of fun things at the stores that you can still get, and they are on sale. So you can get them for next year. Just keep them in the shed, and when the kids are ready to get in the pool, you can go ahead and surprise them with a brand new float. And then that way, you don't have to bring them to the store to pick out their own. You can just tell them, oh, you already have enough. I mean, that's what I do, right? All right, everyone. So, one more time, when do we close our swimming pools? Who knows? First person's going to get a prize. It's intense. Of course, Dana, 65 degrees or lower. We want to make sure that the water is 65 degrees or colder consistently. So, guys, I will private message you to get your address so I can send you out some prizes. We want to wait until mid-September to October to close our pools. Make sure you are not closing early. You will regret it. Look at all of you good students. All these 65 degrees coming up. Did I drill it into you enough? If your neighbor says, oh, I'm closing my pool next week, now you get to tell them. Kristen said not to. All right, guys. As always, thank you so very, very much for watching. Of course, I was prepared for a thunderstorm and it didn't rain at all while I was out here, so that was awesome. If you have missed any of our pool lessons, you can catch up on our Facebook page and just click on videos, or you can go to our YouTube page and watch all of our videos there. There's even some crazy old ones. Our staff like to do some music videos and things like that in the past. Maybe we'll get them to do some more here soon. But if you have any questions at all, make sure you ask the experts at Valley Pool and Spa. Make sure you stop in and get your closing tip sheet and your filter cleaning tip sheet and any tip sheet you need, because we have them all. And don't forget to get your water tested. You want to make sure that you bring in your water and get it tested. That is one thing that we forgot to do, and I just threw my eyeball removal tool. Get your water tested 3 to 4 days before you want to close. Do not wait until the day before. You're going to have to make sure you circulate your pool chemicals at least 24 hours before you put that winter cover on, and you want to make sure you don't have any issues before you put the cover on. So get your water tested at Valley Pool and Spa, and if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments and we'll be sure to answer them. Or you can go ahead and send me a private message. And again, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you next week. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.